welcome back to Design Bundle's YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Crystal. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make your very own print and cut pillow boxes. So we have a ton of these little characters here, and I mean a ton of them. So you guys could do all of the same ones. You could do several different kinds if you want to. So I'm going to show you guys how to make these, and we're going to use print and cut with our Cricut Maker 3. So you guys could do print and cut with your Cricuts as well as Silhouette. So you guys could do this file whether you have whichever machine. So they are super duper cute. As you guys can see, you've got one solid color on one side, and then you've got your cute little character. These are going to be great to put candies in. You could definitely put little gift cards and things like that. These would be absolutely perfect for Valentine's, whether you guys are having a party or for your kids for the school. So let's go ahead and jump on over to Cricut Design Space so I can show you guys how to get ready to do our print and cut, and then we'll cut it out. Over on designbundles.net, this is the file that we are using today. This is only 1 plus credit, and what's really awesome about the plus credits is you don't need to add them to your cart and check out. You simply just need to download. So you guys can see this is originally $6, so it's such a great value. Tons of these to choose from. All you need to simply do is hit download. Yours is going to say download. Mine says download again. We're going to click on it. It's going to prompt you to hit download again. And then you're going to notice that it's going to pop up here at the top. If you guys are using a Windows, it may pop down on the bottom of your screen. Just check wherever your downloads go. So from here, you're able to just click on it, double click, and then we can bring it right inside of Cricut Design Space. Once you're inside of Cricut Design Space, you're simply just going to upload your file. I already have mine here, so I'm simply going to click on it, and then we're going to click Insert. Now, you may notice a few different things here. These are actually designed to be cut in multiple layers using cardstock, but I'm going to show you guys how to turn a file like this into a print and cut file. So you guys notice right away that there is tons of pieces here. So let me show you a very quick and fast way that we're going to do this. So if you guys open your file and you notice right away that you have this black, which is the back piece, what you can simply do is come to Ungroup, click on the big black piece here, and then we're going to come to Arrange and Send to the back. Immediately, you guys are going to notice that you're going to get the actual look of that file. Now, one of the first things that we want to do is we want to change these lines right here from a basic cut to a score line. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to grab them all. I'm going to click on them, and I'm going to hold the command down on my my keyboard. So you don't have to click on these individual like this. What you can do is see this number 6 here, click on this, and it's going to grab all of those. So we're going to do all of these pieces here, and then we've got 2 more to go. All right, so once you have all of those tiny lines, you're going to simply come right over here where it says Basic Cut, and we're going to change that to a score. You're going to notice right away now that we have these dash lines, and that is perfect. That's what we want. So this is going to be using either your scoring stylus or your scoring wheel, depending on whether you're using the Explorer or your Maker. All right, so once you've done that, the next thing that I like to do is I'm going to attach everything, so that way I know it's going to be in one piece. Next up, we want to work on all of these layers here. We need to flatten all of these so that way we can turn it into a print and cut. Right now, like I said, these are ready to go. So you can see our cute little pink cheeks would be, one piece of cardstock. So what I like to do is I scroll all the way to the bottom and I work my way up. So that way you're not getting that where your screen's wanting to jump down. Now, I do believe if you are using your iPad, you can actually grab all of these at one time a lot easier. So what we're going to do is we're going to come at the bottom. Some of these are individual. We're going to hit Command, and then we're just going to start clicking all of these, just like so. Now, once we get up here like this again, we can click that number, and it's going to grab all of those. So if they're individual, but once you get to something like this, click that top number, and it'll grab all of those that are included in that. So we've got one more piece right here. So now that we have all of these pieces, we've already turned all of these into a score. We just want to grab all of these, and we are going to come to flatten. So whenever you hit this flatten, it's going to become one solid file. So you see now it's up here. So you have all of these right here, which is your score lines, but right here, all of those pieces are now flattened. You see they're not individual pieces. This is just one solid sheet. But right away, you notice it immediately turns it from a cut file to a print and cut. You guys can see that here. Now that we have turned this into a print and cut, you guys are going to notice this little warning right here. If you actually click on it, it's going to give you the exact dimensions that we need for a print and cut. So right now we are way too big to do a print and cut. So it's telling us we need, at least, 6.75 by 9.25 is the biggest that we can do. So I'm going to come over here to my width and I'm going to change it to 9.25. But the first thing that I want to do is I want to make sure I'm selecting everything, because if I don't, it's only going to change my print and cut, but not all my score lines. So first, let's go ahead and click on this piece, arrange it back to the back so we can see our score lines. I'm going to select everything. And now we're going to come in here and we're going to change this to 9.25, enter. And so now we've got the perfect measurements. You notice that that warning has went away and we are ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and hit make it. And I wanted to point out, you guys notice right away that we have a print and cut and then we have a separate sheet here for score. So what we need to do is hit cancel. And what you need to do is hit select all, and then we're going to hit attach. So this is going to allow the print and cut to happen and then the score lines to happen right on top. So now if you notice we go to make it, now you guys can see that it's all attached on one page. So what we're going to do is hit continue. The first thing we need to do is hit send to printer. And then you're going to choose the printer that you're using. I'm using my HP. You definitely want to turn off your bleed line. You do not need this. And then you're going to hit print. Now that we have printed, we're going to go ahead and choose our material. Today I'm using a medium cardstock. And then you're going to notice right away it's going to tell us I'm using the Maker. So it's telling me to load the single scoring wheel. Now, say for example, I own the Maker 3, but I don't own that scoring wheel. I can actually come in here to edit tools and I can change it to the scoring stylus. So if you guys were using the Cricut Explorer models, yours would pop up with the scoring stylus from the beginning. But once again, if you guys are using the Maker 3, you definitely can use your scoring wheel. So first we're going to load that. It's going to do all of our scoring and then it's going to come back and we're going to load our blade. So let's go ahead and cut it out. As you guys can see here, this is what it's going to look like once you guys print it out. It's going to have this nice little border here. This is what's going to tell the Cricut where to cut. Now, one thing you need to keep in mind is pay attention to your screen. How is this loaded on the mat? So for me, this is exactly how it looks. This guy is pointing in this direction. We have our excess paper on this side. So if you load it over here, it's probably not going to find your lines and cut it out. So you just want to get it over into your corner. And I'm using the blue mat. The blue mat is perfect for your cardstock and papers. It's going to release it, not tear up your paper. And you don't want that for your little boxes. You want to make sure they stay nice. So we're going to go ahead and adhere this to our blue mat. And now we're going to load it in the Cricut Maker. First step, we're going to load in our scoring wheel. So this is the single scoring wheel. What you want to do is pop this open. So we're just going to pop it open, remove our blade, but keep it handy because we're going to bring it right back in. We're going to load this in year to year. Shut our door. Now, once again, don't worry. If you guys do not have the scoring wheel, you can definitely use a scoring tool. So what you would do right there inside of Cricut Design Space, once it tells you to load that tool, there's an option. You can click on it and change it to the scoring pen, the stylus, if you will. So then you would just pop in that stylus. So no worries if you guys don't have the scoring wheel. All right, so let's go ahead and load our project. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take this here. We're just going to load it right underneath these white feet, and then we're going to hit the load button. So once you guys see that flashing, that means that your computer is talking to your Cricut, and it's now told it what to do. We're going to load this in here. Now, this would be the exact same steps with your Cricut Explorer, whether it's your Cricut Explorer 2 or even your Explorer 3. But once again, you guys would be using that stylus. So you guys would be switching from that. So we've got our flashing go. We're ready to go. So once again, you definitely don't have to use your die cutting machines. You guys could use scissors, and you guys can definitely just fussy cut these and cut them out by hand. Another thing that you guys notice, whenever it did go to do our print and cut, it didn't print out those scoring lines. So those are attached, but it's not attached to where it's going to print. So you don't want to flatten your scoring lines on here. You just want to attach those. So you want to flatten everything else, but you just want to attach your scoring lines to your project. If not, you're going to print out those lines. All right, so you guys can see. Now she's read through everything. She's read all the lines. Now she knows what she's doing. She's adjusting the blade, and then she's going to come back and get those score lines. As you guys can see, the scoring tool is doing its job now, so it's just adding all of those score lines where it needs to. All right, so what it's telling us to do now is to open this back up and put the blade back, so that way it can do all of the cutting. So we're going to load this and close. Then we're going to go ahead and hit go. So you definitely don't want to unload your mat. You just simply want to swap those blades out. So now that the machine has made sure that I have put the correct blade in, it's going to go ahead and quickly cut everything out. All right, we are ready to unload. All right, so as you guys can see, here is our super cute guy, and then hopefully you guys can see those lines. So you guys can see where the Cricut did all the score lines for us. So they're gonna take out all that guesswork and extra steps that you would do by hand. So that's one thing, if you guys do fussy cut these, you guys may want to get yourself a little scoreboard to help with these score lines. All right, so what we wanna do now is just to start to bend and get all of those score lines into shape. So with the top, you're just kind of bending right around all of those score lines. So this is a super easy project, would be great to do with the kiddos. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold this. You know, these are also good for birthday. If you need, you know, if you're going to give a gift card or anything, you can also give these as a gift, because if you know somebody that's obsessed with, you know, tigers or monkeys or whatever it may be, you guys can definitely use these. We have a ton of print and cut boxes on designbundles.net, so I highly recommend that you guys check those out. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue to fold that. I've got one little crease here, and then over here on this side. One thing that I've noticed right away is I must have flattened this without taking this little piece out. So we should definitely have little handles like this, but this will be a great opportunity to show you guys some fussy cutting. Now for me personally, if I was considered to fussy cut these, I would cut all of this out by hand with little small scissors. But then for these pieces on the inside, you can either kind of cut yourself a hole to get in there, or take yourself a little knife blade like this and a you know, cutting mat. And then I would just simply go all the way around just like that. So you guys can get this absolutely perfect. It's going to be a lot faster than trying to do this with scissors because it's a smaller area. So I'm just going to do that and then come in here and get this side. So this is also just another little learning to show you guys how easy it is to pop that right out. So you guys definitely should not have that issue. That was my fault whenever I went to attach everything. Somewhere along the lines I've made a mistake. So here we go. We're ready to go so you guys can see how super cute this little guy is. So let's go ahead and put him together. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to add some tape here, and I like to add it to the tabs here with this little hole. So both of these sides here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just kind of right here at the top, I'm going to take a double-sided you know, tape gun. There's lots of little small ones as well. So I'm just using double-sided tape. You guys could use hot glue, whatever you guys would like. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of bend it around like this, line everything up. And then what I like to do is just kind of get it flat like this and kind of run my finger through there. So now we have one side, and we're going to do the same thing to the next. So we're just going to simply close it off like so you guys can see that there. Once again, I'll kind of stick my finger. You could also take the end of something, you know, so let me put my top on here before I hurt myself, but you guys could take a pen, you know, pencil, kind of get in there just to kind of smooth both of those sides out, just like that. Now you guys can take and put whatever you're going to put in here, gift card, goodies, and then you guys can definitely tape your little handles off if you guys would like. Not me, I've just left mine open just like this. You could definitely take some string and tie it off as well, but I absolutely love the way that these came out. They are so easy to make, and then you guys can cut them right out with your print and cut using your Cricut. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope you guys have found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.